This week's goal is to understand the role that the sample size has in reproduction of data or probability. One way to unpack this concept is to think back on one of the first chapters in the Zickman text relating to standard deviation. The majority of all results, data, or information will standardize itself within the middle of the data point regardless of what those data points are. As the data becomes large enough to represent more and more of the population, people, dates, ideas, answers, etc., being surveyed, the responses will normalize with a mean response. This means our research goal should be to find enough participants that our results normalize within 1 to 2 standard deviations. Often, reaching this goal will require far more participants than we have normal access to, and we must then analyze and report on the participants we could reach. When we do have access to the entire population of participants we wish to study, we should also consider the impact of decisions made about a whole rather than specific regions or subpopulations. Consider this scenario. Panera Bread wants to understand why their customers prefer to purchase a brownie in their meal option over all other desserts available. They provide a survey at the end of the receipt for all customers who make the purchase of a brownie across the country at every Panera Bread for 2 weeks. Once the data comes in, it is clear that while the total number of results are significant, they represent participants mainly in Los Angeles, New York, Houston, and Orlando. The data from these major metropolitan areas all seem to average out, but when looking at similar markets like Portland, Detroit, Boston, St. Louis, the average answer is much different. While the scores average out when looked at as a whole country, the differences in answers per market should also be considered. With these results in hand, we can say that we understand the national answer and the individual regional answer to the same question. We can then provide this data and make better, more informed decisions on the availability of the product.